Ayan, hello, good morning. Aga natin ah.
Hello po, ma'am.
Hello, morning.
Nakamute ka, Mari.
Ay, ano meron? Ba't meron namang paganto?
Siyempre, magmi-meeting daw.
Ayun, kaya ako nagpatawag ng meeting today kasi may mga balita ako naririnig around sa office na about kay Mr. Juan de la Cruz na lagi daw siyang late at absent.
Ay, nako. Sakit yan sa ulo sa team ko. Late talaga yan palagi, Mars.
Talaga?
So ayun na nga, as a team leader,
Wala si ma'am.
Mara, ano naman yung naririnig ko? Pagkatasin mo nga muna yung anak mo. Diyos ko naman.
ayan, hello. Ayan, sorry, mahina talaga yung internet ko. So ayun na nga, sinasabi ko nga kanina, as a team leader, pwede bang i-elaborate nyo sa akin yung proof nyo nung complaint sa kanya?
Ayan, si Juan. Diyos ko, si Gala kasi yan, ma'am.
Ayan nga, kaloka. Kakakita ko lang nung IG niya, Mari.
Tingin nga, Mars.
Oh, grabe, daming post. Ni-report nga nung Julastic, wala pang may sasubmit.
Kaloka. Kaloka nga siya, Mare. Kasi alam nyo ba, may naririnig na naman ako dyan mula sa mga source ko. Alam nyo ba, balita ko na naman ha. Kasama daw niyan si Lucy.
Hala, shucks. Si Lucy girl?
Oo.
Oh no, may asawa yun, di ba? Tatlo pa nga
Oo.
anak nun. Tapos, Mare, ang balita ko, iba't ibang lalaki nun. Yung tatay ng mga anak niya, kaduka.
Diyos ko. Patawarin ka mo yan ng Diyos. Sobrang makaano na siya ha.
Oh.
Hello, hello? Rinig ako? Hello?
Rinig ka,
Ayan.
Mars.
Ayun, sorry na wala na naman yung internet ko. Naulan kasi dito sa likod ko. Ang lakas-lakas. May paparating bagyo ata. Ayun, so, ayun na nga. May napag-usapan na ba kayo? Anong mga information ang nakalap nyo?
Ma'am, according po sa payroller, si Juan po ay hindi naka-login nung April 3. And hindi rin po siya nag-file ng vacation or sick leave.
Hala. Nak! Kaya, tuloy.
So, going back, sorry po. Then, late po ulit siya ng April 8 and hindi po makontak ng 1 week.
Ayan, so thank you TL1. Kayo ba, TL2 tsaka TL3, may proof ba kayo tungkol sa complaint sa kanya?
Ay, nako. Kasi nga, nasa Boracay nga yan.
Stalk niyo yung IG niya, yung Facebook niya, yung Twitter niya, yung TikTok, lahat-lahat na. Ang daming post.
Nako, Mari, nakita mo ba? Nagsashot siya na nakataplik.
Tingin nga, Mars. Pakita mo naman.
Mari, nakakaya naman kay Head, oh.
Kasi hello, ethical ba yan sa work? Tsaka yung ginagawa niya rin ha. During
Naku,
workdays.
totoo ba? Parang ang bait-bait pa naman yun nung recruitment
Ay, naku,
interview.
Mar.
Napaka-professional.
Diyos ko, Mars, alam mo ba? Chika ko lang.
Yan, so may questions pa po ba kayo at any other clarifications or additional information para matapos na natin itong complaint sa kanya at magawa natin ng solution?
Yun ang pala topic today.
Nakakaloka, napaka-unproductive nyo. 4 hours tayong chinichismis yan. Kaloka.
Tama.
Tignan niyo yung anak ni Jayan. Pati yan, pagod na kasi ang haba ng meeting natin.
Tinako, Mare, pagatasin mo na yan.
O siya, kung wala ng complaint o concerns man or clarifications, ayan, you may leave the meeting. Thank you so much sa time nyo.
On my part po, wala naman po akong concern. I apologize for my background noise na rin po. So, thank you po for conducting this meeting.
Thank you.
Mars, so ano nga daw yung complaint kay Juan?
Clerks, di ko matandaan. Dami na kasi issue sa life.
Totoo, haba rin ng meeting eh.
Good day, Miss. I am Hannah Suni and I play the role of the team head in our roleplay. The elements of communication portrayed in our roleplay include those that are related to Laswell's theory, which are presented in a series of questions. The questions are: who says what, through which channel, to whom, and with what effect. The who or the sender of the message in our roleplay is the head, the one who initiated the meeting. The content or message that came from the head is the complaint regarding an irresponsible employee who is under one of the team leader's care. The medium used by the head is Microsoft Teams, a platform that integrates chat, video meetings, file storage, and application integration. Initially, the head began conveying the message through an announcement that a meeting will be held between her and 3 team leaders. Later, she and the team leaders utilized the video meeting feature of the app for better communication.
Hello, I'm Giante Belin and I played as the team leader 1, and the elements of communication seen from the roleplay is isa si team leader 1 sa receiver ng message ng head. So with this, team leader 1 listens to the head, and ang response na binigay ni team leader 1 was focused on the agenda that was given. So dito, team leader 1 kind of showed a professional way of handling the communication kahit nawawalan ng connection yung main source of information.
Yan. So, good day po, Miss. I'm Jevi. And ako po yung nag-portray ng team leader 2. So, isa rin po ako sa mga receiver ng message ni HR Head. So, I received yung character ni team leader 2. Parang she received the message properly kasi narinig niya naman and she understood naman, but unfortunately she responded inappropriately, kumbaga, kasi although interested si team leader 2 dun sa employee, which is C1, pero yung response niya is hindi naman talaga connected dun sa agenda, unlike dun kay team leader 1 na binanggit niya talaga objectively, pero itong si team leader 2 parang personal interest pa yung pinagana, which is yung ang pagchichismis.
So, hello po. I'm Faye Maria, and I play the role of PL number 3. I'm one of the receiver as well of the message of the HR head. Along with this, I also participated in gossiping and talking about the personal life of the complained employee, which is si Mr. Juan de la Cruz, as mentioned earlier in the roleplay. With that being said, it shows how informal and poor yung respond ko po dun sa message po or the agenda of the HR head po.
So next is the strengths and weaknesses of communication. So starting kay team leader 1, sa kanya, technology-wise, team leader 1 is in a work from home basis, and alam naman natin na isa sa mga benefits nun ay flexibility. Though kahit na merong naging distraction si TL1, kahit pa paano, maganda yung naging performance niya as a team leader kasi she utilized the time for work and showed competency sa binigay na agenda or task ng head. Sa weaknesses naman niya is ang distraction. So, common present weakness na communication na present kay TL1 ay yung environmental distractions, lalo na yung mga unexpected or uncontrollable events. So, this type of distractions is common, especially sa mga employees na work from home. And nakaka-distract talaga siya, lalo na kapag sila na mismo yung nagsasalita or nagpe-present. So, from the role-playing, distraction doon is yung pag-iyak ng bata. Although flexible ang naka-work from home setup, hindi pa rin niya naiwasan yung distraction na yun. And syempre, that scenario is uncontrollable din, kaya hindi niya agad na handle ng maayos yung issue.
So, in regards to the strengths of communication technology naman, TL2 and TL3, I just wanted to clarify the setting lang din ni TL2, which is nasa office siya or head office, which yung head office is nagbibigay ng malakas na Wi-Fi or internet connection and magandang environment. On the other hand naman, si TL3 is working from home then as well, but in contrast with team leader 1, mas quiet yung surrounding ni TL3 and kasi nga mas mag-isa lang siya. So the strength of the both TLs is they are both knowledgeable and well educated in terms of using the internet, the technology, such as mobile phones and laptops. Along with this, yung paggamit ng mga applications na na-mention na, which is the MS Teams. Being knowledgeable about this stuff can also lead to the successful performance during online meetings, activities, kasi nga, we are capable how to handle difficulties during the online meeting.
So, add ko na lang rin siguro dun sa strength, yung parang kahit naka-mute yung si TL2, parang ano na agad, na remedy or naayos niya agad. So, it just shows na she really knows how to handle technology. But unfortunately, for TL2 and TL3, yung fact na they know how to use technology is nakaka-distract na. Like, since ayun nga, sa online and sa MS Teams siya, parang easily accessible para sa kanila yung mga social networking sites, as evident naman dun during the roleplay na kitang-kita na nagsasurf pa sa Facebook or kung saan mang social media, especially si TL3 tsaka si TL2. Tapos dahil doon, since they are easily distracted and iba na yung attention nila rather than dun sa agenda itself, evident naman dun sa roleplay na na-prolong yung meeting. And since kapag napoprolong yung meeting, tapos hindi nyo naman napag-uusapan yung dapat pag-usapan, edi nagkakaroon ng organizational inefficiency. So, at the end, parang makikita or nabanggit din doon ni TL2 tsaka ni TL3 na wala rin silang na-retain. And di na nila natatandaan kung ano yung complaint kasi nga sobrang haba ng meeting, which leads us to think na parang sa sobrang haba ng meeting dahil na rin sa mga distractions is nagkakaroon ng burnout, which again affects the productivity. Ayun.
With relation naman kay team head, kay HR team head, isa sa mga strength na very evident sa kanya is yung fact na meron siyang close relationships with those under her or those na nililid niya. So yung TL1, TL2, and TL3. Ayun, evident to kasi nakapagbigay yung tatlo ng observations nila and very candidly nilang nakwento yung concern about ayun nga yung complaint. So as a Filipino, we see in her na she made a point of consulting first others through a meeting before making a decision on how to address the problem. This problem-solving technique allows for all stories and observations to be heard and eventually will lead to a sound solution that is both fair to the bosses and the employee. And with regard naman sa weaknesses niya ni team head, konting context lang, no? Si team head ay nagtatrabaho from a remote place. So, medyo malayo from the city. We can picture na siguro galing siya sa probinsya, ganon. And so, dahil dito, mahina yung signal and kagaya na nakita natin sa roleplay, very evident na lagi siya nawawala sa meeting. So, ayun, poor din ang kanyang internet connection. A common scenario Filipinos experience, especially since remote work has been more popular. With prior knowledge about her current internet and signal status, she should have made adjustments in order to still effectively conduct an online meeting. And apart from this, she also lacked in professionalism. This meeting was work-related, therefore was supposed to be conducted with much professionalism. In the roleplay, makikita natin na she addressed the team leaders as if parang kumare niya lang or best friend niya lang, ganon. So parang this made others nahirapan din sila na parang ihiwalay yung professional life sa kanilang personal life. Kaya ganun yung naging flow ng communication nila. So, para sana maiwasan to, pwede sana magawa ng boss na i-prioritize yung professionalism through treating everyone with respect, providing constructive feedback, maintaining open communication channels, and addressing conflicts and issues straightforward, and maiwasan na sana yung mga unnecessary na chismis.
So for the communication concept of the Philippine organizations and the troubles it brought. So unang din dito is gaya nga ng nabanggit ni Hannah is yung informal style of communication. Kasi I think it's because collectivist yung culture ng Philippines na very others and me. Parang ganun, parang very close-knit. Kaya ang nangyayari, yung personal and yung professional life parang hindi na siya separate, but rather nagmi-mix na siya. So there's no boundaries or blur na yung line between personal and professional. And though personally, I think it means na merong trust within the organization kasi nga they are comfortable enough to talk about personal lives. And another strength niya rin is pwedeng because comfortable kayo sa isa't isa, hindi ka mahihiyang mag-suggest, hindi ka mahihiyang mag-comment or sabihin yung gusto mong sabihin talaga sa organization. So I think makikita to dun kanina kay TL1 na she's comfortable enough to talk about kung ano talaga yung gusto niyang sabihin. Pero again, ang troubles na nangyayari kasi is since blur nga yung line between dun sa professional and personal, pwede magkaroon ng miscommunication in a sense na parang mawawala na yung mawawala na yung roles or mabiblur yung roles and responsibility ng isa't isa. So, magkakaroon ng inter-role conflict. Like, for example, since, ayun nga, mix naman yung personal and professional, kahit hindi ko naman to gawain, gagawin ko kasi sige, friends naman kami, kumare ko naman siya, ganun. O kaya naman since, kunwari yung isang person, hindi niya naman yun gawain talaga, pero kapag inask siya na gawin to, gagawin niya na lang din since okay, friends naman kami and all that. Kumare ko naman siya, gaya nga ng nakita. Pero unfortunately kasi, ang nangyayari dito is nawawala yung structure nung organization and yung individual roles and responsibility ay nagkakahalo-halo na. So, nagkakaroon na naman ng miscommunication, ganun. Gaya nga yung nakita kanina, especially kay TL1 and TL2, since sobrang comfortable sila and all that, nakalimutan na nila yung responsibility nila. Kasi, ayun, friends naman kami ni HR head, okay lang to sa kanya, ganun. So, ayun, rather than sharing their personal opinions, rather than sharing their their professional thoughts, instead, ang na-share nila is yung personal opinions nila. So, isa yun yung mga troubles ng informal style of communication.
So, ayun, for the solution to the problem na nabanggit ni Jeffy, one of the ways to avoid it is prioritize the work ethics. We all know naman na in every settings of we encounter, may mga ethics talaga. First is yung sa work nga. We should approach every one of us with professionalism na hindi tayo nakaka-apekto negatively dun sa other workmates natin. In terms of having miscommunication naman, para maiwasan siya, we must also use the terms that is being used then sa work environment. We must not also include false information kasi nga once na nag-include kasi tayo ng false information, as mentioned by Jerry, this can also lead to the inter-role conflict na. In addition to this, individuals must also be knowledgeable and sensitive about their surroundings. Hindi lahat ng tao or sa work environment is nakakaintindi ng terms na ginagamit mo, jokes na ginagamit mo. Kaya kailangan din natin as a professional na maging sensitive about their surroundings. In connection naman with the role play earlier, the HR head must also know how to lead yung mga employees niya or under her. In this way, parang magpa-follow through ito or parang magbibigay niya ng legacy yung mga other employees as well, how to lead other people as well, para magkaroon ng smooth path yung gustong mangyari ng HR head or yung full organization. Lastly, organizations must prioritize how to separate personal and professional life, lalo na kung hindi naman relevant sa work yung mga tinatopic nila with their personal life. Like, for example, yung chismis, mga gossiping, backstabbing, and all. Yun nga, parang hindi dapat dadalhin personal issues into work. That's all.
So, next communication concept is rumor mill. So, based sa lesson, this is common among the majority of Filipino organizations. And dito, rumors can frequently be a source of news, lalo na kapag hindi alam ng iba na may ganitong issue. O kaya naman, others tend to share their own chika even if it's unnecessary. One of the factors that can contribute dito is related sa culture natin, which is yung pakikisama. And yung troubles na dala nito is rumors can cause a lot of problems in the workplace. So first is misinformation. Dito, one might spread false or inaccurate information or accusation to another. So with this, there can be a chance na magkaroon ng poor decision-making or misaligned actions based sa information na nakalap. So engaging with spreading rumors can also lead to unproductivity and promote toxicity in the workplace. So in terms of unproductivity, present siya sa role-playing kanina kung saan hindi naging maayos yung flow or agenda ng meeting kasi may mga sumisingit na chismis, and with that, it was evident na na-divert din yung attention nila instead of doing productive tasks, which is focusing on the agendas lang. Pag ninormalize naman yung spreading rumors, it can lead to having a toxic workplace. And kapag hindi na-address yun, nawawalan na ng respeto, cooperation, tiwala sa kapwa employees. And worst thing that can happen is mag-resign yung iba or hindi magkaroon ng magandang image yung organization or the company itself.
So, in order to mitigate or medyo malesen yung widely accepted part ng culture ng Filipino, which is yung pagchichismis nga. Ayun, aside sa mga nabanggit ni Faye kanina about prioritizing yung work ethics, two of the proactive actions that we can do as employees or kung nasa position tayo to lead, then as bosses, number one, we can simply let our co-employees or other people that know that rumors are unacceptable. So, paano nga ba to? We can promote respect by initiating wholesome conversations. If we are in a position of leadership, maybe we can create policies for dealing with rumors and gossip. We can provide a clear and straightforward outline what we will do to prevent rumors from starting and addressing how we will deal with people who continuously engage in this behavior. Number two is very straight to the point siya, very simple, pero somehow hirap na hirap tayong gawin, right? And it is to set a good example. So, we should refuse to become involved when someone approaches us with a narrative na they find interesting or entertaining. We should ask questions if we hear a story from someone who isn't the primary source. We should make every effort to ascertain the truth, discuss what we heard with our supervisor. Again, this helps put an end to rumors and maintain productive and wholesome communication in the workplace. Ayan, so that is it for Group 6. I am Hannah Suni, and with me are Miss Jevi Timbangan, Miss Gian Tebelin, and Miss Faye Anwaria. We thank you, Miss, for taking time to listen to our role play and insight presentation.